So for the next part of the experiment, I've put in place this weird hoop-shaped laser thing with the ruler attached. I can take this out and you can see there's actually a little hole cut for the laser beam to pass through at 0, and so we can measure the distance from 0 to any reflected beam that we see. So I'm going to put that in place again, roughly speaking. I'm going to zoom out just a little, and I can just finally adjust. Unfortunately, I've accidentally got it in at exactly the right position, but you can see if I put the ruler in place, the beam disappears until I locate the hole. So that's the point where I know that this is aligned correctly. The very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 45-degree prism, so 45, 45, 90, and I'm going to put it in place on the block. So once again, I'm just going to show you a brief top-down view of the prism. So I've set it up at the moment so that you can see the laser beam coming in, being reflected, heading out. And what you'll notice as I twist the laser is you can actually see the beam kind of shifting as we go back and forth. So I can vary that like that. This very Blade Runner-esque looking image here shows the prism set up, and I've adjusted the backboard so that I can look for reflections there. So I've got the laser beam coming in here and being reflected out at the slightly more distant spot. Now we don't care about that. What we actually want to see is when a transmitted beam just appears here. So what I'm going to do is very delicately adjust this prism, and hopefully we'll see that beam appear. Huh. What a shock, it appeared really easily. There you go, right there. It's definitely not because I set it up almost exactly right before the start of recording this video. So what we're going to do next is turn on the lights, which I'll do now. So we want to measure the distance from this prism to our ruler assembly, and then we also want to measure the distance from where the laser emerges to where our reflected beam arrives. So you'll see this marked on the lab manual as the eye angle. It's how we can use tan to calculate the eye angle. So if you read in the lab manual about the rays E, F, and G, hopefully you can relate those to the experiment you've just seen, and you can see how we can use this to measure I, the angle of interest in this experiment.